Are we live? Hi, everybody.
We'll do it live.
We're going to do it live. The Cowboys won. That was fun. How do you evaluate Dak's day at the office? What's your one-word reaction to this Cowboys victory? Is the defense back on track, or was something else at work there? All of that and more on today's Cowboys DLLS podcast, which starts meow. Hit the like and subscribe button if you're here. Appreciate you, and know that you can always get us in podcast form as well, wherever you get your podcasts. Are you just gooshing?
Oh.
Are you just gooshing?
Oh my God.
About their ability to get dub while their pets' heads are falling off? Everybody hurt. Cowboys gutted one out. Or are you 5 weeks into the season of watching this team and being like, they're not very good, but they're 3-2. Welcome to today's Cowboys DLLS podcast. My name is Jeff. Next to me, God, what an impressive man.
Man, let me tell you.
Former Cowboys wide receiver Jesse Holley.
Oh, Jesse Holley went 77 yards. It must be a reality show.
One thing in real life that I can tell you, algebra does not exist.
In real life.
In real life. Are you talking imaginary numbers?
Algebra does not exist.
When the last time you used algebra?
Oh.
Last week.
I was using
No, you
it.
didn't.
When I was
okay.
I was calculating
You can make me do
a
this, but
mortgage.
yes.
Algebra?
A version of it.
Yeah.
You're going on a trip. You book it for 3 different people, but there's a difference in the price of something for someone, or someone's not going to have to do with the rental car. Now you're doing 3x minus something equals. Yeah.
You're not.
Yes, you are. I didn't like it.
No, you're not.
Every time on the golf course, I'm finding the parabola.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got a parabola.
You got
out
a
there,
parabola
man.
on the golf
I don't
course.
know what that means.
Rowback.
I was
Get your rowback gear. Go
kind
golf.
of just getting some gauging how much like a mortgage would be and stuff like that. And you do use algebra to figure out like the taxes and all this stuff. Yeah. The down payment, all that stuff.
Oh.
It's percentages. It's
I don't know if that one's algebra.
I don't know if that's
there
algebra
is
either.
out.
I don't know if that one's algebra.
That's
All
not
right,
algebra
bye
at all.
y'all.
Next to Jesse,
That's not algebra at
what
all.
an impressive woman.
Oh my goodness.
Our analyst and scout, Aisha Morrison. Next to her is Kwame.
Kwame!
Okay, don't let the 27.
He's forever
Joe
Kwame.
Hoyt.
We'll sleep in the off season.
Yeah, we do have a couple of the first comments. Jeremy, I'm tired.
Oh, listen, in the chat,
Michael, quick turnaround, guys.
in the chat, like, subscribe,
Yeah.
all that good stuff.
Yeah,
Put in the chat how many hours of sleep you got last night.
I got 4.
Yeah, I was 4.
I slept from 4 to 8.
5.
From 4 to 8. 2. Go home.
I couldn't turn my brain off.
Go get 2 more. 2's hard.
I'm gonna try my best.
Okay, fair. Jesse, what did you get?
I got 2.
How,
Yeah.
Are y'all gonna nap?
I'm gonna
I
try.
hate naps.
We'll sleep
I
in
love
you
a
hate
good
naps?
nap.
Well, I like naps, but then I
It
just
turns
know
into
that the
sleep.
next night's sleep is going to be a problem.
Yeah.
But unless you're catching up, and then you'll get back to normal.
But I'm an over napper.
Oh, you go in the REM?
If I nap till I
It's
wake up.
sleep.
You got a meow nap.
Yeah.
No, not a full REM. You got
I
a
feel you.
mm-hmm.
That's my nap.
I
nap
love it.
hard.
James Carr said 4. I like it. You
Four.
say 4, we say 4.
Foe. Speaking
say
of
more.
foe,
Yeah, I was going to say,
Say
Dak Prescott
more.
sleep.
speaking of foe, Jeff,
Yeah, what about him?
we don't know how he played last night for real.
That's
according to you.
That's the first thing that I want to ask people is like, what do you make of the game that Dak had? Because he did what Jesse talked about, kinda.
Almost
the
to
moment where
almost
you,
to the T.
At the moment where you had to have it or you go home a loser, you got it. You got exactly what you needed. But the reason you needed it was kind of because of what he did a couple of times before.
That game could have been over.
That's fine.
Like on a scale of 1 to 10, what did he have? Like the ending was a 10, but his game might have been like a 5 or a 4.
That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. But we talked about it last week. Is I need you to be Superman in the moments that we need it the most.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we expect perfection from him,
Right.
from quarterbacks a lot of times, right? And don't get me wrong, this is not me putting on my cape for Dak because he doesn't. That's not what I do. He doesn't
Yeah, and
need
plus
my
I'm
help.
already wearing it. You can't have it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But we can go through all the historic quarterbacks. You can go through your favorites, your Tom Brady's of the world, your Peyton Manning's of the world, and they've won a ton of football games, and the stats didn't equate to it being perfect.
Right.
What has to happen is, and I think what defines you as a great quarterback, or if you want to put yourself in those elite categories, is when do I need it the most, right? Like, can you make those
You
plays?
mean like when Josh Allen threw 3 incompletions so they could punt the ball back and lose the game at the end?
You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying?
I think
a
a lot of
slippery
people
slope.
who are very critical of good quarterbacks. I'm going to sway it from not just Dak.
Yeah.
A lot of people who are really critical. I think it's just because it's your guy and it's the guy you see the most, and you're not paying the same level of attention to other teams. Really good quarterbacks have iffy, okay, bad, great. Like they have all these games, and they make the same mistakes your guy does, and sometimes they don't do what he did for you at the end.
And you needed every play that he made in that football game. You needed,
Yeah.
right? Like the throws, you needed.
The fumble recovery.
Bro, I didn't
That-
realize how
You
close
need
it
it.
was
Low-key-
when I watched it back.
Yeah. Look, you go ahead.
No, just when I watched it back, I was like, that was close.
I mean,
Yeah.
low-key, it erased one of the picks for me because it was that serious.
Because Rico had his best game ever,
Right.
and then he tried to give it
Yeah.
away.
Hey, yo, but to Joe's point yesterday, that play, I think I even heard you talking about it on your other podcast. That play that player made, I don't know if it was a corner or linebacker.
Linebacker.
The
that
Yeah, it was
came
a
out.
linebacker just
linebacker.
dove over
Landon
the top and hoped for
You
the best.
you can't time it any better. Like, you can't play it.
Rico could have followed Luepke and he would
It
probably
was
scored
vicious.
anyway.
Like, it was a vicious punch out. But Dak, like, I want to ask him, like, are you sore from having to turn that fast and like the Flash? Like, he literally was like, and then jumped on it immediately. Like, everything changes if he doesn't do that. I
The
felt like
game's
that.
over.
It's
The game-
over.
the
I want to
Literally,
hear
the
his.
game's over.
I want to hear like his brain, but slow mo when that ball pops out.
He said
Like,
OS.
Yes, he definitely.
100%.
Oh, no.
He didn't have time to do no. It was so. It was
He
to
said-
the point.
he
It was
said
that quick.
OS.
You think so?
Oh, 100%. He said OS.
But like to y'all's point about the picks and stuff like that, like I mean, obviously we'll understand more about what was going on later. But I do think I have to remind myself, y'all, what week does it feel like to y'all?
30?
I've lost track.
It feels to me, it feels like we're in like week 8 or something.
Yeah, my
like
stress level was like week 13.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
But when you remind yourself that, bro, this is week 5 with no preseason, you look around the NFL. I know you guys probably did see the games yesterday. A lot of teams are kind of starting to figure things out, but it kind of feels like this around the NFL where teams are just now maybe starting to find some cohesiveness and stuff. So I was like, I think that people was freaking out a lot last night, to include myself. It wasn't as terrible as I thought it was.
I also think that they were trying to almost give it away. I had this like
you
vision.
think so?
I had this vision
Oh,
at
they didn't want to
halftime.
win that game.
Yeah, I had this vision
No,
at
they didn't want to win that
halftime
game.
of Doctor Strange like looking at Iron Man and just going, one. There's one thing in the end game. And it was however the hell that happened. It took
Yeah.
Jalen Tolbert's nuts getting sprained. It took Dak Prescott falling on a Rico Dowdle fumble. That was the end game, and the Avengers came.
Wait. Y'all feel like they was trying to lose the game?
Oh, you should. Like, not on purpose.
But they were just
Oh, yeah,
being
no, yeah.
foolish.
Mm.
Yeah, that stupid pick to CD and then not doing the
Do you
thing.
think
And
they
Brevin Spanford can't catch a football and everybody's committing penalties and they can't block anybody that's a pass rusher. Yeah, they farted around trying to lose that game.
Okay. Okay.
Not that they tried, but they tried.
Okay. Do you think it had anything to do with the fact that your defense was like not letting them do anything?
Well,
were they a
we're-
little bit more free on offense, quote unquote? I'm asking. I don't know. I'm just.
no.
All right, I'm done.
I just think they're not very good, but they were just good enough.
That's
for
fair.
a couple of
I'm
reasons.
just trying to understand
There's
y'all's thinking.
There's one end game.
All right, hey, we got Clarence. Let's go to our
Clarence.
friend Clarence Hill.
Papa.
who
have you heard the new
was
audio?
in Pittsburgh?
Wait for
I
it.
don't know where he is now, but we're gonna find out and get the very latest and everything we need to know. And yeah, Jesse, you need to hear the latest audio as we introduce
You're
Clarence.
gonna love it.
Yeah, let's get him introduced here. Got to.
You want to win, put Papa. Win.
Got to. Got to.
You want to win,
no.
put Papa. Win.
I still missed it. It's all good. We'll listen to it
She
later.
chopped up the audio where it says you want.
You want to win, put Papa. Win.
Oh, Kit Kat. Kit
It's
Kat.
perfect.
Kit Kat. Oh my goodness, that is amazing.
Look at Clarence.
It's not amazing.
That's amazing. Oh, that's amazing.
Not amazing.
That's
Wrong as
amazing.
two left shoes. It's wrong as two left shoes. It's wrong. But hey guys, how you doing, man? I've had 2 hours of sleep, so
Same.
it is what it is.
Attaboy.
You guys look amazing. You guys look amazing.
Thank you.
I'm still in my hotel room here in Philadelphia. They gave me a 5 o'clock checkout, so I'm chilling.
If you're in Philadelphia, that's a
today.
weird plan for the game against Pittsburgh.
Excuse me, Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
My mind, I've had 2 hours of sleep, but Pittsburgh. But hey, great analysis. I loved. When I was looking, it's a little number at the top that tells me who's watching. Last night I saw like 3,000 people at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got up to like 3,200 live viewers.
That's amazing.
Thank
That
you.
was amazing.
Shout out to all you guys for watching.
Yeah, that was really amazing. I was looking at that. So it's 2:31 now. Get your numbers up, people. Come on in here now.
Well,
We
only
got
the
some stuff-
231 can hear you. Yeah, but you got to tell your friends to get in here. And if you're here, hit the like and subscribe button. So, Clarence, what have we learned in the aftermath or this morning of things for Cowboy fans to know?
Last night, there's so much, and I hear you guys talking about them giving it away, and that defense was one of the top defenses in the league. You can say what you want about that offense, okay? That defense is one of the top defenses in the league. It's the highest paid defense in the league. No defense has more superstars, money, whatever else. And outside the Cowboys' own mistakes, Dak moved the ball up and down the field on that defense.
Mhm.
Cowboys had their best rushing offense of the season on that defense. The Cowboys were without Tyler Guyton, had to move Tyler Smith to left tackle and had to manage Tyrus Steele with TJ Watt. Really moved the ball well and moved the ball efficiently. And that last drive, that was a drive that was moved deliberately down the field to manage the pass blocking as well as to get to score. So they had no doubt that they could move the ball, that they could score on that defense. And that has a lot to do with who they had at quarterback. And Dak Prescott putting his Superman cape on. Mike McCarthy calling the right plays to move the ball. They had no doubt in their mind when they got on the field that they could score on that defense. Yes, the Steelers offense kept them in the game because the Steelers offense is Steelers offense, but they were 3-1. But we cannot poo-poo the performance of that offense against that defense. Dak Prescott's performance at the end of the game against that defense, he certainly put a Superman cape on when he needed to.
Have we heard anything about either Marshawn Nealand or Tyler Guyton?
We haven't heard nothing. Nothing as yet. Obviously, there will be a press conference this afternoon, and Joe will probably be out there, and they'll probably give more information to that. But it didn't look good for Nealand from the jump. When you get carted off in the situation he dealt with, it didn't look good from him from jump. And I don't think that anybody's feeling good about where that is. And the funny thing about it is Tyler Guyton was back on the sideline. I think conceivably he possibly is okay. I saw him walking off the field after the game. But were they better on the offensive line without Tyler Guyton? Is that
You're teasing.
our new
You're
our new
teasing our next
controversy?
segment, and we appreciate you teasing the next segment. That's a great job.
Yeah, is that our new controversy? But again, give Mike McCarthy credit. Mike McCarthy has gotten so much crap. We've talked about this, about his uninspiring offense and lack of creativity. One thing that I've always noted since he's been here, this team does not quit on Mike McCarthy. You go back to that year that were 4-1 with Dak Prescott out. You look a lot around the league when teams lose their quarterback, how they don't win games. And what the Cowboys dealt with against the Steelers in Pittsburgh last night without Micah Parsons or without DeMarcus Lawrence, certainly with their third cornerback, we're already talking about not having Bland and not having Kalen Carson. Then you have a guy you just signed out there at cornerback. And then you lose Guyton, and then you lose Nealon, and you're looking at playing linebackers at defensive end if necessary. For them to fight the way they did, the way their defense played the way they did, to really give Pittsburgh nothing. The Pittsburgh offense was not impressive, but they moved the ball against other teams, and that quarterback has made plays against other teams. For them to do what they did against that team, that just shows you how this team cares about Mike McCarthy. He doesn't lose this team. One reason why they haven't lost back-to-back games, in years. They don't really lose games like that, back-to-back games. Mike McCarthy, give him credit. He earned that game ball. Dak Prescott gave him that game ball. Dak Prescott went to his house the night before with some quarterbacks, had some waters, he says, with the family. After the game, Mike McCarthy went and celebrated with his family. He earned that.
That's Clarence Hill. Thank you, buddy. We appreciate you, Pop. We'll see you when you get back.
Fly
Bye,
safe.
Clarence.
Bye, Unc.
I do want to shout out to the Super Chat. I'd like to thank you. I think it's very impressive that someone who is just really angry all the time is willing to financially support us with their rage and unhappiness. I think that's great. Thanks.
It's called rage spending.
Yeah, we appreciate your rage spending, brother. Keep it up.
Yes.
Yeah, if that's good for you, if you need to get that out, go ahead and get that out, brother. We support you. Okay, so we are off and running, and I need to see my things. The Cowboys' offensive line, as Clarence mentioned, did get better when that one certain thing happened. That's probably not ideal. Next on the Cowboys DLLS Podcast.
Cowboys got a tough stretch coming up here, and that starts with the Lions on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what's not tough? The price you can get to get into that game on Game Time. You can get in that game for $57, which in this economy, unheard of, right? Dude, I'm looking at Game Time right now. There's a thing called the Shrek Rave going on at the House of Blues next door.
Let's get it.
$39. Dress up like Shrek. Go have a good time.
Let's get it.
The Red River rivalry coming up this
right.
weekend. That's going to be a big game. That's a little bit more expensive. But hey, with Game Time, you get $20 off that first purchase by using the code DLLS. And one of my favorite things about Game Time is they allow you to know before you go. You can get yourself in the seat virtually. You can get a panoramic view. You can look around. You know exactly what you're getting. Also, you know what else you know what you're getting is the price, because there are no sneaky fees. That's what the all-in pricing. Talk about going all in. Game Time's good at that. They have the price. They have guarantees for lowest price guarantees, event cancellation protection, job loss protection. They're fantastic. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app. Use the code DLS for $20 off your first purchase. Again, that's DLLS for $20 off your first purchase. What time is it?
Game time! And it was Game Time last night, and I'm glad that we have our flooring from Empire today, because there was a lot. There was a lot of stomping. There was a lot of jumping.
Huh?
2 different times, somebody just hit the deck in the fetal position, and our Empire today floors held up like champs because they're the best there is. And with our code, you go to empiretoday.com/DLLS. That can get you $350 off. They got a virtual floor designer. That's an awesome way to see how a new floor would look in any space. It's easy. You just take a picture, instantly see how those floors would look in your room. They service their own warranties. They're awesome. Schedule a free in-home estimate today. All listeners can receive a $350 off discount if you use the promo code DLLS. Restrictions apply. See empiretoday.com/DLLS for deets. You giggling about something?
Just looking at the person who would fall on the floor. I wasn't here. Just when you said someone's fallen on the floor twice in a fetal position.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It was me.
Maybe my assumption might be wrong.
It was Ben, our boss.
Okay.
Because
Shout out to Ben.
he was trying to say he was eyeing me, thinking it was me. I was doing the stomping.
She was definitely doing the stomping. Aisha rage watches the Cowboys. Can confirm.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
She talks about what she's going to do to them and stuff.
Or else.
I shouldn't tell this. This is your own personal business, but I am going to tell it.
Let's tell it.
While they weren't doing great, which is a lot of the game, at one
It's
point,
an empty threat.
at one point she said, "I'm not coming to the locker room this week. Y'all want to play like that? I don't want to see y'all." He said, I'm not going to go to the locker room.
She's like, I don't want that locker room access.
Oh my God. That is funny. Okay, y'all.
We move
Ooh.
along. So Tyler Guyton got hurt. We'll wait for updates. We'll see what happened. Your rookie left tackle, starter, got hurt. And the Cowboys did the in case of emergency break glass move,
Yeah.
Mhm.
which is they took an all-pro guard and said, hey, we don't have a better answer, my man. You're going to play left tackle. Get out there. And TJ Bass played guard. And they kind of played better.
Huh?
Which brings me to the question that I will present to the panel, which is, if Tyler Guyton's okay, he's ready to go, he practices, he's ready to rock, what's the starting offensive line against the Lions, if it's up to you, Jesse?
Y'all got on me last week. Remember? I said
Yeah.
that
They're
this whole-
rookies. They're going to get
this
better
whole-
as the
this whole
season goes
thing is
along.
as the season goes along. You remember that?
Yeah.
Remember?
Didn't nobody get on to you? We
Okay.
didn't
No,
have the
I
same.
got on.
Joe got on
I
me
got
last
on.
week.
I
I did too.
About,
I got
and you laughed. You laughed at
Well,
me.
I laughed and just said I could still say that I believe that, and you can't tell me that I am not allowed
Yeah,
to.
that's how I felt. I'm like, we just don't agree.
Yeah. Well, Tyler, I've said this when they wanted to move Tyler Smith. When people ask for Tyler Smith to move left tackle, he's your left guard, and I think the Cowboys have stayed on that path for a long time. That's why you went out and you drafted a left tackle, a project at left tackle. So I think even if Tyler Guyton comes back and he's healthy and he's ready to go, I still think you're going to see Tyler Guyton at left tackle. You're going to move Tyler Smith back inside the guard, and you're going to just keep doing what you were doing and hope that he does get better as the year goes on. Because the one thing that you cannot have, it's one thing to have the pressure coming from the outside. It's a whole nother thing to have the pressure coming up the middle for this quarterback. He doesn't like it that way. He doesn't function well in that way. And sometimes when you make these moves mid-game, it's teams didn't prepare for
TJ Bass.
right? Like this is the game plan wasn't surrounded around TJ Bass, what his strengths and what his weaknesses are. But I just think from the way that the Cowboys have shown us how they want to do things, you're not putting that first round pick on the bench and going with Tyler Smith at your left tackle.
So in my mind, it is like it's like a fight with two different truths. And in my brain, it's easy to have two things going on at once, up to 15 things at once, actually.
Same.
But I do think there's two different things. If you had told me, if you said tomorrow the Lion game is a playoff game, I would put Tyler Smith at left tackle, and that's the way we would go play football. And Tyler Guyton wouldn't play in the playoff game. But I think, I know their plan is.
I don't want to poo-poo on your idea, but how many ideas? And I think that you've had some really, really brilliant ideas.
Oh, this is a butt coming.
Over your time.
Yeah, thank you.
But how many of your ideas, brilliant ones, have they actually ever adopted?
No, not at all. But that's why I'm presenting it that way, as if it were up to me.
Right.
And we got to win next week or we go home, I wouldn't put Tyler Guyton on the field. But because it's a 17-game season, it's a first-round pick, and the idea is that the trajectory does go like this, they're going to put him back out there. And I get it. Because you're thinking this is a 5-year player, in a perfect world, a 2-contract, a 10-year player, and you need him to take his lumps and, in theory, learn and get better and get better and get better. I don't want to move Tyler Smith ever. Ever. But if it were you have to have this game, I would recognize I'm better with Tyler Smith as an okay to good tackle and hopefully a serviceable guard than with a bad left tackle and an all-pro guard, I think. And I'll tell you what would change this again. Tell me how Chuma is. If I had access in that, I'm not pretending that he's a great player.
And you think
if I had
Chuma would have
access to
played last
Chuma
night?
Edoga, if he were available last night, Tyler Smith wouldn't have moved.
Yeah.
I don't think
No.
they want to put, is Awesome Richards active each week?
Yeah.
They don't want to put him on the field. They don't want to put him on the field. Matt Waletzko can't be on the field. They were just like, look, TJ Bass is the best guy we got over here to block. that we are willing to put in a game. So
I
you're
think
going to have to
getting ready
move.
to see. You're getting ready to see awesome. If Tyler Guyton can't go this week, I think you're going to see Awesome Richards at left.
I
tackle.
think he
Oh
was,
no! Oh, if he can't go,
if he cannot go,
Oh,
And then they have a week to prep it. I
that's
thought the
what-
same thing.
I
I
thought-
think in the
maybe.
media.
I agree. I think
Yeah.
with a week of prep, they would be comfortable with Awesome from what he showed during preseason. But to piggyback off what you were saying, my question is to you guys, we talk about this next few games. How important are those games to you? Because you're talking about if it was playoffs tomorrow.
yeah. Every game's important, but my
I'm tracking that, but
expectation
this
is they're
stretch-
about to lose 2 in a row, and that doesn't mean they can't make the playoffs. So, like, they're important, but I don't think they're winning them.
But you don't think that they're that important for you, the bigger picture of what the playoff picture maybe is going to look like or what you want to establish. This is your
I don't think
kind of meat and potatoes of the season. No?
I don't think who you put where is going to determine the outcome the next 2 weeks.
I don't agree with that.
fight him on it then.
Yeah,
Or
I don't
else.
think the difference
Fight
of
'em.
Awesome Richards or TJ Bass on the
I
field will
love
be
it.
the difference in beating the Lions or 49ers.
I wouldn't say necessarily Awesome Richards, but if you keep Tyler Smith at left tackle, he's went up against Aiden Hutchinson. They move him across the
Aiden
line.
Hutchinson will eat him.
In theory.
He'll eat him.
But we've seen him play against him and be okay against him. And then also he would have a week of prep. I'm just saying, like, you saw a significance. To me, you saw a significant difference on what you were able to do from an offensive line standpoint at that point. Like, I just felt like clearly Dak had more time, obviously.
I think you
but
went from
even-
bad left tackle to good-ish left tackle, but I think a big part of that was the pass rusher who was eating your left tackle got hurt.
Which is
That's a major.
Because
That's
he
a
gave it to
major
Tyler
factor.
Smith,
Reggie
too,
White
until he got
Jr.
hurt.
over
Which
there.
is fair. I
Herbig,
mean,
yeah.
I imagine how their offensive line felt last night, not having to deal with your edge rushers. I mean, that's football, right? So I'm just like, I get what you're saying. I do think that I thought that this next stretch of football was kind of a big deal in our mind. So if that was in play, then I would say maybe you keep it how it is while he gets healthy. Because to answer your question about Tyler Guyton, I'm more so worried about his mental confidence because he's just holding on to dear life. Because one thing about him coming out is like, we know the hand placement's not perfect, but his footwork was good enough. Like the recovery was there and things like that. We're not even seeing that right now. And then also too, how is the knee going to bother him in trying to recover? Because the hands aren't married to the feet. So to me, I'm like, let him get healthy, figure out what's going on. But I don't know. It's just kind of hard to ignore how much.
No, I'm gonna let Joe go.
Yeah,
I think you and Joe are doing an about face and coming back the opposite way.
What you mean?
I'm
I'm agreeing with what Jeff is saying.
But in the same. Go ahead, Joe. I'm gonna let Joe.
Wait.
No. I'm gonna let Joe go, and then I'll.
No, if
You jumping me?
No.
Oh, okay.
I got 3 quick factors, and I think Jeff, I think you're spot on. It's almost like
Let's go.
It's almost like a baseball playoff game, right? Where it's like, yeah, this guy's a starting pitcher, and during the season, you're worried about how many innings he has. But dude, if we need 9 innings from this guy, we're gonna throw him 9 innings in the playoffs.
Right.
So I think if it was a playoff game, they might just get with the best collective, which I think right now is Tyler Smith at left tackle, TJ Bass at left guard. But I also from a confidence standpoint, worry about Tyler Guyton in terms of he hasn't had that confidence building moment. But also sometimes a break can be nice. And to be honest with you, you do have a little bit of an excuse right here. Honestly, if you say, hey, Tyler,
Give him a week off plus a bye.
maybe 2. Hey, we'll get through San Francisco, work on your footing, we'll get back to it, and that'll be good. And then, to be honest with you, I forgot the third part.
Well,
That fits in perfect with
no,
our
that's
show.
good.
Yeah.
But the technique.
I'm a little tired, guys.
Like, we all are tired. But the technique right now is just like, he is just getting
I remember that.
hammered, dog. Like, what you got?
Yeah, no, at the end of the day, I think with coaches, though, I mean, with anything, it's like us on the external, we kind of overreact a little bit more, to be honest with you. And coaches are a little bit more grounded or a little bit less resistant to actually making changes. The plan has always been to let Tyler Guyton get his lumps, go through those growing pains, and we're going to develop him for the end of the season.
Right.
I don't think that this would be enough to change the coach's mind on that per se, though I think externally we're saying like, hey, why not just do the best option right now?
Boy.
Here it comes.
What do we have here?
Daily Show.
Oh, crap. What did we do?
Is he trying to start something right now?
Oh, no.
You know he is. What happened?
What an
What?
about face turn
Trust me, I know what about face is.
that
What you
you
talking about?
two have made.
What happened?
Not even a week ago when I said
Oh.
about you guys were let them play. That's how they get better every week. And the more they play, the better they get. And I said, well, not so fast. That's not. Now.
We had another game of evidence.
Now-
This might have been his worst game. Come
Now-
on.
You two
Oh.
are saying put the man on the bench. You two
Ain't-
are saying
I
the
didn't
best
say
options
that.
now
I can't
are
believe you guys
Tyler
are benching
Smith.
people.
Ain't
I
nobody
didn't
said
bench
that.
You're saying the best option is Tyler Smith at left tackle going forward.
Things
Is
have changed.
Guyton's not healthy right now.
What happens in poker when a new card comes out? Things
all
change.
of your
Your odds
argument is
change.
neutralized because he's not healthy. Boom, pow.
Oh yeah, I this stuff is all this is all
He's
recorded.
so
I love it.
contrary.
I love it. I love the record. No, because sometimes you gotta stand 10 toes down on what you said. Y'all,
I'm not benching him.
Y'all bucked on me last week when I said maybe guys don't get better the more you play them.
No, and that was a great point.
And now an opportunity has presented itself where you take the guy that you were defending off the field and give a different look, and now you're all like,
Ain't
well,
nobody-
hell,
but-
let's go with that look.
But nobody necessarily disagreed with you last week. No one was
I-
like, "No, you're wrong." It was.
No, it was a lot of
well,
disagreeing.
well, I think the disagreement was
I think it was.
I still absolutely agree that Tyler Guyton and Cooper Beebe will be better at football 2 months from now than they are today.
Facts.
Okay.
But that doesn't negate what
I
you're
hope.
saying that maybe they're going through a
You hope.
I'm a little less confident in that today.
or else.
or else.
Or else. Man, what am I going to do to either one of them? Or else.
Jesse
Either-
Wonder showing receipts.
Dude. Just- but
It's
nah,
a Magic Marker Monday. Everybody chill out. Lock it in. It's a Magic Marker Monday. Here's what I want from you in the chat. First of all, I want you to hit the like button if you're here and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. And if we don't have more than 125 likes 60 seconds from now, you're going to find out about or else. But it's a Magic Marker Monday. What I want in the chat, which non-star player got your game ball and your one-word reaction to that Cowboys win over the Steelers? I need those things in the chat, and we will do them next on the Cowboys DLLS Podcast.
And when you have the night that we all had, because we were all up late last night doing post-game show, you kind of want to wear your shades today.
I thought about it.
You kind of want to wear your shades today. The bags under your eyes are a little bit heavy. Things look a little bit different around this area. And we all have we all do have a funky pair of nice.
Yeah.
Uh,
I want Shady Rays and Botox. I feel like I need to get my puffs
Oh.
figured
well,
out.
I can't help you with Botox,
Okay.
but I
Yeah,
can
dude.
help you and all of our friends watching this. 35% off a pair of polarized sunglasses from Shady Rays. All you got to do, go to shadyrays.com, use our promo code DLLS, and you can choose from a plethora. They have the aviators. They have the ones that I have. They have the big ski goggle ones. They have the sport ones. They have whatever it is you need. If you lose them, they'll replace them. 30 day back money guarantee. If you don't like them, the color, all that, you can send them back to Shady Rays and they'll get you a new pair. Over 300,000 people have bought a pair of these, have liked a pair of these. Head over to shadyrays.com, use our promo code DLLS and get 35% off a pair of polarized glasses.
Well,
Yes.
there's nothing better than yes. Just throw in a
Yes.
yes. I like that. There's nothing better than hanging out with your Shady Rays on. You're in the backyard. You're having yourself a day and reaching down and getting a beverage. But if you're going to reach down and grab that beverage, it's got to come from somewhere.
Mm.
That's a cooler.
Mm.
I love coolers.
Mm.
The kind that float too.
I love a floating cooler. Yeah, see, I used to just have any kind of cooler, and I was not doing life right. You know, you have ones that fall apart. You have ones that the seal ain't no good. You have ones that aren't rugged enough for me.
They leak.
Yeah, they leak. Rugged Road is who you need. RuggedRoadOutdoors.com. Code DLLS for 10% off. They have the best gear that's built to accompany you on every adventure you go on. Durability, dependability, floatability, lightweight design, wherever you're going, outdoor activities. They got you. Go to RuggedRoadOutdoors.com. Use the code DLLS for 10% off. Oh, it's a Magic Marker Monday.
Oh, get your magic marker out, man.
Get your magic
board out.
marker.
I think
Get
I went and
your
got,
magic
there's a marker
marker.
over there. Hold on.
Your marker's right here.
Magic
Yeah.
marker. Oh, look at that graphic.
It's so
Yeah.
good.
Oh,
Oh. Look at Papa.
look at Pop Up.
Look at Jeff. What in the hell?
You got a thiz face going on there.
A what?
A thiz face.
Oh, I don't know what that means, but we got to redo my cartoon.
Jeff, you look like you paint.
Cartoon me is ugly as hell.
You look like an artist.
Thiz face.
Real life me is like a 7.5. Cartoon me is like a 4.
I think you're better than a 7.5.
Wow.
8.5, 10.
When you got your Shady Rays on, you
I'm a 10.
up there.
That's a sick
You're up
graphic.
there. You're a
What?
handsome fella.
If you ever saw me walking around town carrying my Rugged Road cooler with my Shady Rays on,
On his way to Empire today.
On my way there to get
Y'all
get some
out of-
floor.
y'all
Get some
need
tickets from
air.
Game Time too.
Yeah, I get a ticket
And
from
Blue
Game
Chew.
Time.
On a blue chew or two. Watch
Blue-
out now.
I'm gonna push out.
No front hugs.
Code ALLCITY on Blue Chew.
No
Free
front
month.
hugs.
Just
I'm
pay
tired of
$5 shipping.
No front hugs.
I'm sick of you, man.
Side church hugs when you're on that blue chew.
It's a Magic Marker Monday. Shout out to everybody who's in the chat. I asked you who is your non-star player that got your game ball, and I see some of your answers. I like y'all. I like what you're doing. I see some Osa, some Luepke, some Tolbert. We see some names. I see a J. Lou. Let's do ours though. Let me see. What am I doing? We'll start with that one. Your non-star player that gets your game time game ball. And we'll start with someone who's not me, because mine is not a star player, but he's also a small enough name that I feel like it's not even good for the show to say it. So we're not going to lead with it.
We'll start with me.
Yeah,
Yeah, I-
we'll
you
start
got a
with
good
you.
one.
Start with you.
We'll start with me.
We'll start
And
with
if you know anything about me, I want to push my agenda. I want to push
Oh my God.
my agenda. I want to be right. Okay?
Yeah.
I like being right.
Yeah.
I thrive on being right.
Yeah.
Because when I'm wrong, boy, do y'all let me know.
Yeah.
So when I got a chance to be right, oh, I want to be right.
Uh-huh.
And I told you guys, we're nearing it. We're nearing it. I said this in preseason. I said, by the time we get to the bye, I need this certain player to be the bona fide person he needs to be. Because it's now or never. It is now or never. And I think that we saw that come about last night.
You're picking Zeke, aren't you?
No.
Oh.
I think we're getting there. Did I spell that right?
Yes, you spelled his name
Okay,
right.
here we go.
How are you going to push an agenda and not know the name?
Well, I'm pushing agenda, not a spelling bee, okay? I'm all about pushing the agenda. Jalen Tolbert, I think he took a gigantic step last night into making me right.
Led
And
the team in targets.
There's nothing I love more than to be right about something.
Well, CD's going to punch him in the face. He got the
And-
most targets.
No, I mean, CD had 9. He had 10. You know what I mean? But hey, Jalen Tolbert, he gets my game ball last night. Big time plays that he made last night. As Tyler Smith said, got a sprained nut, came back from a sprained nut,
Yeah, sprained his nuts.
sprains his nuts, I've never
On a bad Dak throw.
I've never
thought Dak-
sprained a nut
yeah.
before.
He was the vast difference, dude.
He came back on a sprained nut for a game-winning touchdown. My game ball goes to, and my agenda pusher. My agenda pusher.
You say gender pusher?
Agenda pusher.
Agenda pusher.
My agenda pusher is Jalen Tolbert. Let's freaking go.
I will say there are many receivers on this team that don't make that catch that won the game.
Dude.
Good ball. Not a lot of places to put it.
Nope.
Good
And
detail to get
getting
back
hit
in.
in hands and arm as you're catching it.
And the dude was grabbing it in the area.
Somebody was hitting his nuts again.
When he wrapped up, he's rapping
He hit his
low.
sprainness?
He was rapping low.
Dang, that's messed up.
It is.
No
You gotta
I
do
in
what you
my
gotta
name,
do.
please. Thank you.
Yeah, look at that. Oh, that one has no eye.
No, this one, the
or
one
is there
before
one that
that.
did
Yeah,
have
yeah,
an eye?
yeah, yeah.
No
For
eye
sure.
in Jesse. Yeah.
All right.
Don't do
What
that.
you got, Joe?
Yeah, I talked earlier last week about how the no names have to become
Oh,
names.
you're going to push an agenda, aren't
Let's
you?
go. See,
Another
I
agenda.
kind of
being
pushing my
right.
agenda.
People love being right.
I like flexing a little
Another
bit. you know?
agenda.
But when I think of no name, I think perhaps the biggest no names are the guys on the offensive line. And I think that there might be no bigger no name that played and stepped up last night that made a name for himself, to be honest with you. And I made a nice little drawing to go with this. It's a guy that loves fishing because it's TJ Bass.
That looks like a
Yes.
sperm. That don't look like a bass.
How does that look like a sperm?
Oh
got a
my
sprained
God,
nut.
Bro, you got nut on the
Sperm.
mind, my friend.
Listen,
No, but I think TJ Bass, the thing about TJ Bass is, I mean, we're even talking today, like maybe that's their best offensive line. But TJ Bass over the last few years as an undrafted free agent, all the dude has done is come on when called upon, do a good job, not really be heard of, and then just move on, right? And then just goes back to the line, back to the bench, and kind of just chills and waits for his next opportunity. He's a guy that can be counted on consistently, and I think when you need him to step up, he's always there for you.
he's quite literally like, I know some people might not think a lot of him, but he's a starter on some offensive lines in the
100%.
NFL.
That's 'cause
Absolutely.
There's some bad offensive lines.
lines.
There's some
Yeah.
bad offensive linemen in the NFL.
Yeah. It was
But he
nice.
can
It was
still-
nice to have a guy that could go in and you didn't have to die.
Yeah, just TJ, go in, do a good job.
And he does more than not get you killed to me. But anyway,
He dirted a couple people.
My human is Jourdan Lewis. I don't
Love
know if
the
you can
pick.
see my handwriting. I apologize. But I chose Jourdan Lewis because I think he really picked up where he left off last year. I think towards the end of the season, you could have said, like, man, this might be our best defender. As a nickel corner, he's dealing with so much down there, running through traffic and doing all that stuff. And I thought that he played sticky coverage yesterday, but he also, too, he set the tone, man. Like, Pickens is significantly taller than him, significantly bigger than him. And that never scared him. He tackles in space. He got his hands on him, and he was chirping all game. He was letting them know, like, bro, you're not getting anything. And if you go back and watch the game, he's hip pocket almost the whole time. So I just wanted to bring him up. I think he has been playing very well within this system. It's helped him.
And George Pickens didn't like him either, because at the end of the game,
He
after it
yanked
was
him like a
over, he
child.
grabbed him by the face mask and tried to throw him on the ground.
Yeah.
He
and that's-
yanked him.
And that's because George Pickens is a whole ass psycho. Like,
Yeah.
That was literally part of his scouting report. Is
Yeah.
He is unhinged. He's a psycho.
Wow.
And that's why when I saw Jourdan Lewis chirping, I was like, it's either really smart or really stupid.
Well, Jordan ain't
because-
scared of that.
Because George Pickens will 100% not have anything happening up top to stop him from punching you in the face during a game. And I'm
Yeah.
like, but that would be a penalty. So if you're willing to take that punch. So I enjoyed watching Jourdan go at a guy that absolutely cannot stay focused if you talk to him.
Never
I
scared.
love that. I love that pick from you. I am a huge Jourdan Lewis fan.
He's he's a battler, dude.
What he came back from, too. Yeah.
Jordan's one of those guys that could play really bad, and I'd try to figure out ways to talk around it
Yeah.
Yeah.
because I also think he's a great dude.
But he's been playing pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, and you talk about a system change. Sometimes system changes help guys. I think that this has helped him.
All right, I'm going with the guy that none of you are going to care about.
No, I'm very excited.
I just want to throw it out there.
Give me that.
I have a
I'll
couple of tweets
You know
about
what? I
him
can
from
make this an agenda
preseason.
one. I can make this an agenda one. You know
do
what?
it.
Okay,
Do it.
so
He's about
check
to
this out.
push it.
What's your agenda?
Let me push my agenda. I was at camp, because that's how I work. I work hard. I was at camp.
He was at the rudder room.
I was at the rudder room at night, but I was at camp during the day. I didn't miss a practice while I was there. I was hungover for a couple of them, but I was there. My God. A couple of times I stayed on the near sideline in the shade because it was
it was
and I
hot.
hadn't got my Z-Biotics yet. But anyway, and while we were out there and talking about all of the things where Jerry Jones was a silly goose for not having good players, we're like, oh man, their running backs aren't good enough to be on an NFL team. And their defensive tackles aren't good enough to be on an NFL team. And their defensive ends, they don't really have enough to field an NFL team yet. And they started just bringing in all the people. Remember, they brought in Caden Muhammad,
Shaka
and
Toney.
Shaka Toney before finally they called Lawson and were like, I know you didn't want league minimum, and we laughed because we're cheap. But fine, come on down. And as they were bringing those dudes out, every practice I'm watching, I'm like, I get it that you're looking for guys, but there's this random guy out here that I don't really know. He's better than them. Like, why don't you just put him on the team and see if he can be your fourth, fifth edge or whatever. And he had to play last night. And his name is Tyrus Wheat. And Tyrus Wheat,
Wheatens.
I thought played some pretty decent football. The way that I described it last night in the postgame show was between him and Chauncey Golston, boy, there was some real boring defensive end work done.
It's different.
Like, there wasn't no pass rush. But if you're just saying, look, don't get pushed around, be a reasonable run defender, don't let that quarterback get outside,
Yeah, contain.
just do your job. The fact that a guy who basically hasn't played, Joe looked this up earlier, played 60% of the snaps, and I thought he played good football. I salute you, Tyrus Wheat. Here's your internet butt tap. Good job.
Yeah.
You done it. All right, who else we got? We got people in the chat. I like that 100% whole wheat. That's good.
Honey wheat, though. You gotta go honey wheat.
You always go honey wheat.
Always gotta go honey wheat.
No one goes full wheat.
Yeah, Chauncey Golston would have been a good one, too.
Wheat.
Some good honorable mentions out there.
Osa, Golston, Wheat.
Luepke played well.
Yeah. Maris did have a good punch out. It was a good punch out that saved a first down. The only problem is they got a first down on the next play.
The very next play.
Hoffman did
But
a
it
good
was
job.
sick.
Didn't Hoffman immediately come in and get a penalty?
Yeah, he got a...
Can I say something? I think Schoonmaker, when you go back and watch that game, boy,
He blocked decent.
we've been looking for blocking Schoonmaker. He did some things in the run game, opening up things on the outside.
And we can shout out to Brevin Spanford. When there's no one near him, he will catch a ball that's thrown directly to him with no one anywhere near him. He did it twice. Nice job, Brevin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there you go. Magic Marker Monday, everybody.
Yeah.
How about it? Defense, the whole thing, missing everybody. Is Mike Zimmer getting some of his shine back for you guys? Or was it more so because of this? Next on the Cowboys DLLS podcast. I don't know where I put my diehard stuff, but fortunately, I know the stuff about being a diehard. But there's also another thing that I want to remind you guys of. We love that you're here watching us on the YouTube channel. We think that's great. But if you're an audio person, if you're in the car and you missed a show or whatever, we're wherever you get your podcasts. Just look up DLLS Cowboys.
Yes.
Go ahead and rate the thing. You know what I'm saying? If you're on Apple Podcasts, if you're on Spotify, whatever you're on, just go ahead and rate that bad boy. But we also do want you to sign up to be a diehard if you want to be friends of ours and you want to support us and you want to be cool. If you want to be in the cool kid club. And Jesse will call you on FaceTime and make hearts like that's not part of the deal for a diehard.
Oh my
But
goodness.
the website is alldlls.com. We have people who cover every pro sports team in this area, and our college stuff's cranking up. Got a little Taku, a little Tejas. We got some stuff going on. When you sign up to be a diehard, you will get access to the premium written content. We got free content, and then we got premium. We got them both. You get access to that. You get a free T-shirt every year. And you're going to be even more excited about that when my T-shirt gets here because you're going to see it.
It's on the way.
You're going to be like, man, that merch is fire. Store.allcitynetwork.com. You can go see the merch there. If you sign up to be a diehard, which is $80 a year, you get 20% off all your merch purchases, plus the free T-shirt that you got, plus access to the premium written content, plus the members-only Discord.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Oh.
The members-only Discord server where we have different categories to talk about all sorts of different stuff, and all of our people are in there. We're hanging out with you guys, and
The card.
you get a little carrying card.
Oh my God. Y'all feel so special because of that card.
You get your I'm a diehard card, and that's badass. Do all of that at alldlls.com.
I can't wait till we do these outings and we get to do a group shot and everybody gets to pull out their card.
Yeah, but I also always pull a ministry card just to let people know I'm a diehard, and
I love
for the
the
right amount of
Lord.
money,
It go down.
I could marry you to your other, not me marry you, but I could do the service in
Oh,
Texas.
you can do that?
Yeah, I have that power vested in me by the state of Texas. Is it invested in me?
It's
the power
just
vested?
vested.
The
Yeah.
power has been
Invested.
vested in me
I don't.
Yeah.
by the state of
And
Texas.
invested.
Why would somebody vest that?
Because I sent $30 to a website.
You invested to get vested.
I
in.
invested for the
I
vestations.
can't believe somebody
Devastation.
vested in you.
Cowboys defense shut down the Steelers. And the Cowboys defense, I don't know a better way to say this. They didn't have their good players. They have some good players.
No, it's not. It's funny,
But
but it's
my-
not funny.
Like a lot of times I think we've already forgotten one of the names, but you had no Micah and no Tank, right? Your two best edge players, your two best pass rushers, maybe your two best defenders. There's other names that could be in the mix for that. Then your second round pick, future Tank, Marshawn Nealand, leaves the game. And the plan coming into the season was that Sam Williams would be the third edge guy.
Right.
You lost him before the season started. Ain't nobody five
And-
deep at and
No case in car. No.
two corners.
No Kalen
Duran
Carson.
Bland,
And,
Kalen Carson.
Kalen Carson.
Two of your top four corners, all four of your top edge guys.
Yeah.
Gone. And imagine if this team had Jordan Phillips if he hadn't hurt his wrist. You know? Sorry. Let's
Sorry, I
just
didn't
focus
mean
on the
to-
first
Let's
six.
not do that. Let's
And
not.
without any of that,
That is probably a name that we forgot. That's and for good reason.
yeah, no, I'm happy to. They played good defense. But I want to just throw the alley-oop where the question is, what did that mean? Did they play good defense, or was it maybe something else?
I said to myself last night, and I said to myself again, I said self. Self responded. Self said what to do, Jess. And I said, Self, what we're not going to do today is we're not going to go, oh, but that Pittsburgh Steelers offense and Justin Fields is trash.
Yes.
I just, because when you're down that many players,
Talk about it.
when you are without arguably the best pass rusher in the league, when you are still figuring out what your system is under Mike Zimmer, when you're playing with a bunch of young players like Maris Luepke, like Demarion Overshown, like Nealon before he got hurt, you have every reason to go into that game and at the first sign of conflict of anything to fold it out.
Mm-hmm.
I worried about that.
Yeah.
And just go, you know what? Hey, we don't got our guys. So, you know, hey, if they go down and get a good drive on us, let's just pack up our tent. Let's pack up our rugged road cooler and head back to the plane.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't. They did not. And so I don't want to discredit what they did by saying Pittsburgh was less than. I think because Justin Fields could wreck your game. George Pickens. Oh, that's old. George Pickens.
Go Bengals.
Yeah, George Pickens could have made some plays.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're like Najee Harris could have actually had some sort of vision and found a hole and ran through it.
He's a bad player.
and made some plays, but they didn't. And it wasn't because they're just bad, is that they were met with some level of resistance from that defense. So as I said to Self last night and this morning, and Self responded, I don't want to discredit this defense and not give them 100% of their just due and say because Pittsburgh is goose juice.
Oof.
I don't. And I won't. I want to give full credit to those guys, to Zim, to those guys who you talked about. They stood up and they made a stand and they said, we're not going to be the reason we lose this football game tonight.
Yeah. Dang. Okay. Well, I mean,
I'm going to disagree, but
you're gonna disagree?
a little bit.
What's
Just a little bit.
What is it?
Well, I'm a believer in the 24-hour rule too, right? Where it's
Okay.
like you
Kick his ass, Joe.
you celebrated, great job, and I think that ultimately the Cowboys deserve a lot of praise. I don't like. I saw Dan Orlovsky saying like, I'm not impressed with that win, dude. It's a win, impressive win. We're a defense lacking a lot of guys,
Yeah,
right?
I would say that's fine. I don't give half a crap if you're impressed. I know which column it went in.
100%.
That's the problem.
But at the end of the day, 24 hours or 12 hours have passed in this case, and I think that's enough. Like, Najee Harris and the kid from Harvard is a lot different than David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs, ultimately, right? And we're still probably not going to have Micah Parsons back. We're still not, DeMarcus Lawrence is obviously not back.
Damn, you're already looking forward to this.
I'm
Welcome
already
to this guy.
I was
looking-
saying the same. I'm like,
yeah.
You're already getting ready for this.
I'm
welcome,
already.
huh?
You're skipping
just
24
like, so
hours.
are we giving Mike Zimmer? I think you give a ton of credit for what they did last night, but I'm not willing to say that they're going to be the defense that they were last year yet. Is what I'm saying, and I think that they got a lot of challenges ahead of them. I think they got to go out and sign some defensive linemen because I think Chauncey Golston playing 90% of snaps is going to be tiring for him. I thought he played fantastic. He played fantastic, by the way, last night, and we talked about this earlier in the week. I think he finally was back at home. Like, I think that position, that kind of 5 technique defensive edge, that's exactly where he needs to be, and he thrived in that, I thought. I'm just saying, like, in terms of giving a lot of shine, I think we've seen a lot of up, down. I thought that was a good up, but I also think Najee Harris, Justin Fields, these guys were not very good last night, if we're being honest.
Yeah, I mean, first I want to say,
You want to fight him?
yo,
I don't
no,
wanna-
we're
listen.
not gonna fight him.
I don't want to fight.
You wanna
Or
fight-
else.
You want to fight Aisha?
I
Yo,
don't.
no, absolutely not. He's too big.
Also, I'm
Um,
mad, to be honest with you, that they could not hold him less than 3.5 yards per carry because I wanted Jesse to have Taco Bell. It was
Yeah.
at 3.5, right
Thank
on
you,
the number.
Pittsburgh.
We were hoping.
Pittsburgh. I
One
love
more
you.
tackle.
Let me start by saying that an hour plus delay changes how your routine feels, does it not?
Yes, a little bit. Yes.
Changes how much sleep we got.
Facts. But I'm saying as a player, if you're ready to go out on the field and play, but you got to go back and sit in the locker room or wherever you guys go for an hour and a half. It was about,
it does for a little bit.
For a
but
little bit.
Once the game gets going.
and I think we saw that eventually. But specifically with the defense, so the same way that I look at the 49ers, like a lot of people would say, I think Brock Purdy's taking a step this year, but a lot of people say it's the system. Oh, it's the system. But I think there's something to be
this weekend.
facts. But I think there is something to be said about being on time, being in rhythm. You know, that the way that offense works, like it takes skill to do that. With this defense and the way that Mike Zimmer is asking these guys to play, the discipline they showed and contain y'all with a guy that can run the ball like that is not normal. You know what I'm saying? Like, it takes skill to me, wherewithal, discipline, whatever you want to say, to play together as a unit. And I thought they really played together as a unit. Guys cleaned up where they were supposed to do. We talked about the scrape technique the week before, how that wasn't clean. Those exchanges were clean defensively through this game for the most part. And I think that it does take like coaching, but also guys playing assignment-based football to have a collective result like that. So to me, I mean, I think there is something to be said about guys maybe starting to figure out what they're being asked to do. This is a totally different system. I think they did some 5-2, like 5-2, like where they had linebackers rushing as well. Like, this is stuff we didn't get to see. I thought he got in his bag in a little bit because we had the opportunities because they stopped the run. So I think there are things to carry into next week, though. Yeah. So I don't know if I agree.
Yeah, no, maybe disagreeing was not the thing. I think they played very well last night. I think they did their job, and I think Mike Zimmer should be commended for it.
Put that fish.
No. But what I'm saying is I'm still worried.
Draw that fish again. Draw that fish.
I can draw that fish again.
No, because you're flopping.
No, I'm not
Draw that fish again.
No.
Because you're flopping.
No.
Draw that fish again.
My overall point was...
How did you draw that fish?
No, I said that they were impressive.
Let me see.
You go ahead.
I said they were.
I did say they were impressive.
You did not say they were impressive.
I just said that I don't think they were very good last night. And also, I'm worried about what's going to happen next week, is what I'm saying. I'm still worried about that. I'm not willing to give Mike Zimmer the ultimate shine for just having, I think, a really well done one game against a bad Pittsburgh offense. That's where I was. That's not flopping.
I don't know how to draw a fish.
What y'all drawing?
I tried. I tried. I don't know how. I can't draw a fish.
No, that's fair. I mean,
that was a good fish.
I
don't think that was flopping.
The Lions are a different beast.
Hi, I'm Joe. The fish says.
Was that flopping? What do you think?
I don't think it was flopping. I mean, the Lions are a different beast. We'll get into it when we get into it.
This is you flopping, Joe. This is the fish. This is Joe the fish.
I don't think it was flopping.
Flopping.
Jesse likes to stir it up. What happened is I cheated.
What you cheat on?
I cheated by the way that I introduced the topic.
I thought it was good. I thought we
because
had
it was
dialect.
teasable and teases matter. When I teased it as, it's like the shine back on Zimmer, or was it because of something else? Because I agree with Joe, Jesse.
Oh, I could draw two fish.
The biggest part of what happened last night was probably that Justin Fields is bad. But that doesn't mean that it takes away from the fact that you were incredibly undermanned.
Yeah.
And you played ball and you got by and you won the game and you did the job. You get all the credit in the world. Justin Fields kind of sucks.
And that's
but they threw some things at
Najee
him.
Harris has cinder blocks in his
But
shoes.
Najee Harris, thank God their backup running backs were hurt because they are dumb enough that they keep Najee Harris as running back one. He's been bad at football for like 3 years.
I know.
He's their Zeke, but they're still feeding him. It's incredible.
I know.
I mean, but I thought that they threw some things at them defensively. They showed some coverage late in the whistle and guys dropped in coverage, stuff like that. I thought they mixed up some things with them. They brought pressure from different sides. I mean, I think you manufactured some of his panic too, though.
Look at us agreeing. I like that.
Justin Fields panicked on his own. He's been doing it since he got in the league.
I mean,
you didn't even pressure him.
But we've seen.
I'm not letting you do this to the defense.
But we've seen him be effective passing the ball around.
I'm not letting
in
you
other games.
And
So
Joe
I just think
manipulate this thing and not give the defense 100% credit. I'm not.
I literally said that they were impressive.
How many starters are you down?
53.
Muffins.
Joe and I gave him all the credit. We just want to make sure that you guys know that Justin Fields
a lot
is
of
not
backhanded credit. A lot of backhanded
No,
credit.
we're gonna watch.
A lot of backhanded.
Yeah, there's a but.
We're gonna
It's a
watch
lot
the
of
Lions.
backhanded
We're gonna watch the Lions tomorrow, not today.
Yeah. Well, I'm not watching the Lions. I'm just saying this defensive performance. While I'm very proud of them.
What was needed to get the victory, and that's all that we can ask for.
Good job not letting Justin Fields run for 500 yards. That was the most important thing.
Amazing.
A couple of super chats. Shout out to you guys. Thanks for being here. Randy Walker is in there. Wheat MVP brought physicality. The word is rain. Okay. I'll bite because this show is fire. Zimmer gets shine because next man up is working. That's what Joe and I were saying. Next man up worked. All of these guys busted their ass, and we're incredibly proud of their effort and performance.
They calling up KJ Henry this week?
You have no choice. I don't
Hell,
think.
They have to.
Everyone's broken.
You don't have any more players.
You got out of bodies.
I'm about to cry.
KJ Henry's not only is he playing, he's gonna play 50% of the snaps, and I don't even know if he can play.
I just kept imagining Jahmyr Gibbs' speed against them last
Hey,
night.
we're not there yet.
I know. I'm
We're not.
I'm
What's
sorry.
wrong with you?
You didn't even
I'm
give us.
sorry.
You're focused on
You
a good
didn't
win,
even
Joe.
know us two,
What?
Aisha and I,
What?
the black contingency of this show are.
Wait, what?
we're- Whoa,
The what?
I'm the black.
I'm black.
Well,
What?
Black.
It's time to go.
I'm a quarter Mexican.
The way you said something earlier, I was like, that sound a little.
go off, King.
That sound a little
Slay.
something.
We're all one. And I tell you what, I'm tired of being held down by you people.
No. Send Jeff his
The
reparations.
quarter Mexican?
We're sleepy. We're sleepy. It's time to go.
Remember, you have no idea what anyone's going through, especially with the lack of sleep. So be cool to everyone. We won. Woohoo! How do I end it? I forgot.
Eliminate the contingency.
Be cool to everybody. We love you. Be easy.
You said it.
Bye.
We all silly like the mayor.